Now on CoastTV News.
Tire shop inferno. What the Delaware State Fire Marshal is saying about how it started in Dagsboro and the amount of damage it caused.
Farmland fracture, highway development planned for Milton is raising concerns as it goes back in front of Sussex County officials today.
Good Wednesday morning, Delmarva. It's a cold start with temperatures in the 30s on our way to approaching 70 degrees, but it'll be a windy day, tracking the threat of gusts near 40 to 50 miles an hour.
Redrawing raises reactions.
This is just another step toward attempting to eliminate all the Republicans from the congressional delegation.
That's what Eastern Shore Rep. Andy Harris is saying. What Maryland Governor Wes Moore did that could lead to a new congressional map.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, Matt. I'm Grace Eckerly, and thank you for being up with us. It is Wednesday, November 5th, 2025.
Yeah, as we saw, we are winding down election night.
And Matt, it seems like election season almost
really
never ends.
You're
but
right.
you know what season we are in?
Fall.
The fall season.
Y'all.
That takes us to First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono for a look at our beautiful fall forecast. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Grace and Matt. And a pleasant good morning, Delmarva. Waking up to some cold temperatures this morning in the 30s. Right now we're at 43 in Cambridge, but you could see away from the coast we're down to 34 Gumboro, 34 Delmar, 35 Salisbury, 33 in Harrington, so some patchy frost out there this morning. We're at 44 Rehoboth and 47 in Bethany Beach. Well, the winds are calm now. That's allowing for those temperatures to fall with the clear skies, but those winds are going to be picking up later this morning through the afternoon. Now we have a wind advisory in effect. Sussex, Kent counties. This goes into effect tonight at 7 and runs through 7 a.m. Thursday with the threat of up to 40 to 50 mile an hour winds. We're tracking a cold front back off to the west. Now the front's not going to bring us any moisture. It's going to bring us just an increase in wind as we go into the evening and overnight. So we stay sunny and dry for our Wednesday. Windy conditions develop through the afternoon and into the evening. And we stay cool, sunny and dry through our Thursday and really through the end of the week. So grab the sunglasses. The sun is going to be out in full force. 65 by around your lunchtime, and we'll top out in the upper 60s to near 70 as those winds start to scream out of the southwest, gusting as high as 30 to 40 miles an hour. We'll talk more about the winds tonight, as well as some even milder temperatures down the road. We'll talk more about that coming up a little bit later on.
Thank you, Chris. And our top story this hour, a proposed subdivision called Tepache Farms could bring 21 single-family homes to Milton. As you might expect, it is raising concerns from neighbors.
CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber is at the proposed site for the development. And Elisa, today that project goes back in front of Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. Right now we are on Burton Road in Milton, which is the location of that proposed Tepache Farms subdivision. And according to plans for that subdivision, it would build about almost 21 single-family homes on about 25 acres. And this project is going back in front of the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission today after a vote was deferred at the October 15th meeting. And CoastTV spoke with neighbors and farmers in the area who say the project threatens groundwater, farmland, road safety, and a family name. People who live near the site say they were caught off guard by the proposal and question the suitability of the land, which they describe as low-lying, saturated in the winter season, and is closely connected to groundwater-fed ecosystems. Concerns were also raised over the increased traffic and infrastructure strain the development could bring to Burton Road. There was even a website created in opposition of this subdivision, and that Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission meeting will take place this afternoon at 3 o'clock. Back to you.
That was Elisa Weber in Milton. Ray Burton, a fifth-generation farmer who lives near the possible development, says the project was first advertised as, quote, Burton Meadows. Burton says his family was not made aware of the possible use of their name in relation to the project. And according to Burton, the idea turned him further away from accepting the development.
New overnight, unofficial results are in for Virginia's general election and on the Eastern Shore. According to the State Board of Elections, incumbent Republican Robert Bloxam Jr. will keep his seat. This is in the race for the House of Delegates District 100 that covers all of Accomack County. And the results updated at about 2 a.m. show Bloxam Jr. with over 53% of the vote.
Next, in the race for governor, Democrat Abigail Spanberger has been declared the winner of Virginia's gubernatorial race, and that's according to unofficial results. This makes Spanberger Virginia's first female governor. She defeats the incumbent Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears. Spanberger, a former congresswoman and CIA officer, focused her campaign on economic issues and abortion rights. She will succeed outgoing Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin.
And we spoke with voters in Accomack County as they went to the polls on Tuesday. Here's what one person told us about the significance of this year's election.
In Virginia, it's very important. It's very important, and because it's the governor, it's because the attorney general, and even the lieutenant governor means in the future that lieutenant governor would have some import.
Next year, incumbent Democratic Senator Mark Warner is running for re-election. According to NPR, 2 Republicans have filed to challenge Warner. Virginia's elections was one of several that garnered national attention.
And with more on what occurred in the Commonwealth and elsewhere, NBC's Alice Barr shows us how those votes could have an impact on next year's midterms election.
Victory parties late into the night for Democrats sweeping key races, hoping to gain momentum against the Trump agenda.
Thank you, my friends.
In New York City, Zohran Mamdani won big on promises of rent freezes, free buses, and childcare. President Trump had threatened to cut off funds to the city if the Democratic Socialist won. In his victory speech, the new mayor speaking directly to the president, telling him to turn the volume up.
If anyone can show a nation betrayed by Donald Trump how to defeat him, it is the city that gave rise to him.
In neighboring New Jersey, Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill becoming the state's first female Democratic governor, also speaking against President Trump.
Here in New Jersey, we know that this nation has not ever been, nor will it ever be, ruled by kings.
As Virginia voted in its first woman governor, former Democratic Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger.
Virginia chose pragmatism over partisanship.
And in California, voters approved a measure to redraw congressional district lines to add more seats for Democrats, countering Trump-backed redistricting moves in red states like Texas. The election's over. Some senators are suggesting Democrats may take their wins as an off-ramp to end what is now the longest ever government shutdown as soon as this week.
I feel very confident.
That, as the transportation secretary warned, the strain on air traffic controllers going without pay could bring mass flight disruptions and partially closed airspace if the shutdown stretches into next week. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
On Tuesday, Maryland Governor Wes Moore announced a state commission to look into congressional redistricting. The governor has appointed 5 people to this commission, and it appears that none of them are Republicans. The group will get some feedback and report back to Governor and the General Assembly. And Eastern Shore Congressman Andy Harris is the only Republican representing Maryland in Washington. He says he's confident any plan to redistrict will be struck down in court.
I have long felt this, and I'm not moving on it, is if you have other states that are deciding whether or not they have fair maps, then so will Maryland.
Look, Wes Moore is running for president. He feels he has to roll the dice on this. I'm not sure that the Senate president is going to go along. But again, this is just another step toward attempting to eliminate all the Republicans from the congressional delegation.
Senate President Bill Ferguson previously said that redistricting would be too risky and too rushed. The midterm elections are in about 1 year.
Happening today, former long-term Fenwick Island Mayor Peg Bonchak is set to be laid to rest. Her obituary states the service is in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, starting at 11 a.m. Her interment will be held privately at St. Patrick's Cemetery there. Bonchak was Fenwick Island's mayor from 1995 to 2003, and she passed away on October 31st at the age of 91.
New this morning, hundreds of American flags are lining Kings Highway at the Cape Henlopen School District office. That's part of Lewis and Rehoboth's Rotary Club's annual Flags for Heroes display. Now, the field of 500 flags honors veterans, first responders, and everyday heroes. It will serve as the setting for a special Veterans Day ceremony at 11 a.m. For more information on how the Lewis Rehoboth Rotary Club says it's serving the community, you can head to our article that's on CoastTV.com.
And we have new information about a fire that erupted Tuesday at a tire shop in Dagsboro. You can see our Coast Copter was over the scene at B&E Tire and Auto on Quarter Mile Road. The call came in around 2:40 p.m. Crews were working to put out the last of the flames there. Delaware State Fire Marshal's office says there were no injuries and the fire was accidental. Fire officials say gasoline vapors lit up during a vehicle repair. The damage is estimated at $800,000.
A UPS plane has crashed near the Muhammad Ali International Airport in Louisville, Kentucky. Large flames and plumes of black smoke can be seen billowing up from the crash site, with reports of multiple explosions occurring. UPS says that there were 3 crew members on board, and right now, early reports say at least 7 people have been killed in the crash.
The Delaware Sportsman Association, the Bridgeville Rifle and Pistol Club, and others have filed a temporary restraining order in federal court to stop a new handgun permit law set to take effect on November 16th. They are arguing that the law violates the Second Amendment, specifically the part of the law that requires people to obtain a state-issued permit before purchasing a handgun. Plaintiffs claim the state has failed to create the infrastructure needed to issue the permits, which they argue amounts to a total and unconstitutional ban on purchasing handguns.
We have an update to a story that we've been covering. Police say the man who was killed in an officer-involved shooting in Salisbury has now been identified. According to Salisbury Police, 40-year-old David Evans was killed in a confrontation with officers on Jefferson Street on Sunday. Investigators say this is after Evans had been involved in a shooting that happened on North Westover Drive, during which 1 woman was killed and a man was hurt.
New this morning, more art could be coming to Berlin. According to the agenda for the Historic District Commission, they're considering a request for a new mural. Town documents show the mural would be installed on the north side wall of the pool building. Berlin Historic District Commission meeting tonight at 5:30.
We're just getting started in this hour of Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, coming up in the 6 o'clock hour, Rehoboth parking profits, why the city says this year's numbers were unexpected.
Also, river dredging risks. We'll tell you why some people are concerned work at the Wacomico River could jeopardize plans for a public park.
Still ahead, holiday soda coming soon. You want to check this one out. We're telling you what Coca-Cola says its new holiday drink tastes like. And there we have First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono in the Weather Center, and we're checking in with him next.
Good Wednesday morning, Delmarva, as we take a live look into Ocean View. Beautiful clear skies there. Temperature right now 43 in Ocean View, but we are quite cold west of Coastal Highway 33, Harrington, 35, Gumboro, and 36 in Long Neck. Winds are calm at the moment, but they are going to be gusting out of the southwest as high as 30 to 35 miles an hour through the day. Today we are clear and dry. We await a cold front back off to the west that's going to bring even more wind, but we're going to stay dry through the evening as well. Temperatures today rising to near 70 degrees. Lewis, Rehoboth, Ocean City 66, with winds out of the southwest gusting to near 30 to 40 miles an hour. Well, we have about another half hour to go, but you have another chance tonight to see the super beaver moon. This is the closest and brightest of the 3 super moons this year. This is the second of 3 to round out 2005, and you'll be able to view that again tonight. We should have some really nice conditions to view it, but it will be windy. We'll talk more about the winds coming up here in a little bit.
Thanks, Chris. The city of Lewis says no leaf pickup will take place today, but service does resume tomorrow. The city says leaf collections run through December 12th and free pickup Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Leaves must be raked to the curb for pickup.
Food Bank of Delaware will host a mass drive-through food distribution on November 21st, 9 a.m., Crossroad Community Church in Georgetown. Now, organizers say people must bring proof of Delaware residency. Registration can occur online or at the giveaway. The food bank says service is limited to 1 household per car.
Halloween is over, yes, but that means it's time to start thinking about Christmas, and Spencer Gifts, which owns Spirit Halloween, is opening up 30 Spirit Christmas stores. That's going to be across 12 different states. A company spokesperson says all the stores should be open within the next week. Customers will be able to find decorations and stocking stuffers, as well as getting your picture taken with Santa himself.
Well, that sounds exciting. I got one for you, Grace. Coca-Cola rolling out a special treat for the holidays. It's called Coca-Cola Holiday Creamy Vanilla. It is the first limited edition holiday flavor for Coca-Cola in 5 years, and the company says the drink is infused with, quote, smooth, creamy vanilla flavors that capture the joy of the season. I'm not ready for that season yet, Chris, because we even haven't had Thanksgiving yet.
I'm with you on that one. I'm breaking out the donuts this morning as well. We're seeing some cold temperatures, 30s, but we're going to warm up pretty quickly through the morning and afternoon. We're going to be up to near 70 degrees, and those winds are going to be picking up to near 50 miles an hour. We'll break that down coming up right after the break.
Time is 6:19. Let's get a check of the live scene in Ocean View. A great sunrise there, Chris, and I can see over your shoulder. If you look at Chris on the right of your screen and over his shoulder, we got the images of that super beaver moon. Chris, some of our cameras have been getting us some great shots that we have access to.
Oh, yes, especially with these earlier sunsets that were, sunrises that we're getting, I should say. But yeah, there it is, the super moon setting, as you will see it again tonight. So if you're sleeping in here and you miss it, you will have another opportunity to view it tonight. 51 right now in Ocean City, and we're seeing some cold temperatures. We're down to 35, Redden 33 in Harrington, 34 Gumboro, so some patchy frost out there this morning. Winds are on the calm side, and with those clear skies, we get that radiational cooling, but we do have a wind advisory up for all of Delaware. Now, this kicks into effect tonight at 7 o'clock and runs through 7 a.m. Thursday. We have a high wind watch there for the Jersey coast. They're going to see some winds in excess of 60 miles an hour, and now we have a gale warning that continues through Thursday morning, as those winds are expected to really crank up later on this afternoon. And we're clear, we're dry. You see some rain and snow across the U.S.-Canadian border, but that cold front's going to be advancing eastward through the day today. We're at 37 right now in Laurel, one of our colder spots. Clear skies. We're up to 59 by around 10 o'clock, on our way to highs in the upper 60s to right around that 70-degree mark, with the southwest winds gusting upwards of near 35, 40 miles an hour. Now, as that cold front approaches, the winds are going to shift out of the west to a west-northwest fashion, and those winds are going to still gust to near 40 to 50 miles an hour. We stay breezy in the Thursday, but dry. That's the thing. We're going to be staying dry as this cold front pushes through. Mostly sunny skies through your Wednesday. We're clear overnight as that cold front pushes through. Maybe a few clouds there, but we're clear into Thursday and a mostly sunny day, but a cooler one. We're going to be about 10 degrees cooler than where we're at today, and then a cold Friday morning. Temperatures dipping into the low to mid 30s with more widespread frost possible there. We're on the roller coaster ride as far as temperatures go over the next 5 days. 70 into Saturday. We'll see a chance of showers late Friday into Saturday morning. Most of Saturday is dry. Sunday will be the more unsettled day with scattered showers. This is a stronger front because behind it we have a taste of winter. Yes, the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook below normal temperatures as we go into early next week. 70 for Saturday with early morning showers. Better chance of rain comes Sunday. 69 degrees there, so a mild weekend, and then we take a big nosedive. We're down to 48 as far as high temperature is concerned, with overnight lows below the freezing mark. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. Across Delmarva, people in Wicomico County, they're voicing concerns over dredging efforts for the Army Corps of Engineers to continue work at the Wicomico River. It says dredged material must first be removed from a nearby dump site. According to county officials, a possible space for that material could be the Conley Mill Quarry property in Delmar. However, people are concerned that this would risk plans for a public park. County Executive Julie Giordano says that's not the case.
Reversing this plan would send a chilling message that public input can be ignored and that a promise made by the county can be broken.
It's really part of the whole turning this into a park plan. And I think that when residents sort of heard that, they sort of had, kind of a negative reaction.
Giordano says the dredge work at the river, which has not been dredged in 3 years, is important to the county's economy.
Up next on CoastTV News today, Rehoboth parking profits. We'll tell you how the city could change its paid parking process after a less than expected revenue. We'll be right back. Parking meters in Rehoboth Beach are covered up this time of year, and with the paid parking season in the rearview mirror, city leaders did the math on how much money came in during the summer. That total was about $1 million, less than they expected it to be. Parking profits still totaled around $10 million, but even that number was $600,000 less than they made last year.
I think a lot of it might have been the weather, as we said. I think just people not wanting to take that trip, for lackluster conditions.
Rehoboth Beach officials also say they may be looking into removing more physical parking meters as the pay-by-phone parking becomes more popular, and they're also looking at making parking permits virtual, hoping to streamline that process.
Good Wednesday morning, Delmarva. Sunrise 6:33 as we take a live look into Lewis. Beautiful sky there, clear skies and calm winds for now. We're at 36 degrees, so temperatures are in the 30s to start. We're on our way to highs in the upper 60s. We do have that wind advisory that kicks into effect this evening through the overnight, as well as those gale warnings. Mostly sunny skies through Ocean City and Fenwick Island. Winds are going to be picking up out of the southwest, gusting as high as 40 miles an hour. We'll see plenty of sunshine, so a beautiful mild day across the peninsula. Cambridge 63 by around your lunchtime, and those winds will be howling off the bay as we go into the evening and overnight with the passage of a front. Richard Koning, Lewis, Delaware, you're the winner of our Coast TV weather umbrella, and as always, you can get your latest forecast by dialing the First Alert weather phone. We'll talk about the wind and a temperature roller coaster in that 7-day forecast in the next half hour. Grace.
Thank you, Chris. And after the break, package plane deadly crash. We'll tell you what officials are saying about the tragic disaster Tuesday in Kentucky.
Also, Maryland redistricting debates, why the state's lone Republican in Congress is critical of Governor Wes Moore's move.
And controversial development considered. We'll tell you about the dangers being alleged by some people in Milton in connection to a proposed development. Coast TV News today. We'll be right back.
Now on Coast TV News.
Farmland fracture, highway development planned for Milton is raising concerns as it goes back in front of Sussex County officials today.
Good Wednesday morning, Delmarva. It's a cold start with temperatures in the 30s on our way to highs approaching 70 degrees, but it'll be a windy day, tracking the threat of gusts near 40 to 50 miles an hour.
Shooting suspect identified. We continue to learn more information about those deadly shootings that occurred 3 days ago in Salisbury.
First female governor, Abigail Spanberger's historic win in the Commonwealth of Virginia as we recap election night.
This is Coast TV News Today.
November 5th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Grace.
Good morning, Matt. I'm Grace Eckerly. Thank you for being up with us.
6:30, and Chris has been touting today. He's been touting this one for a while, Grace. You
Yes.
know that today, Wednesday, is the best weather day of the week.
I believe he used the term pick of the week. So we'll see, Chris, if there's some truth behind it. You're saying we started out in the 30s and we're going to make a quick turnaround, hoping for some temperatures in the 60s.
Yes, that is right. Good morning, Grace and Matt. We're going to be up near the upper 60s, near 70. Now, the winds are going to be picking up, especially as we get into the late part of the afternoon through the evening hours. Clear skies into Ocean View. We're at 43 degrees there. Winds are calm. With the clear skies and calm winds, temperatures have fallen pretty rapidly west of Coastal Highway 34, Gumboro, 33, Harrington, 35 in Redden. Winds are calm now, but you can see the wind flow is out of the southwest, and that wind will be picking up through the afternoon. Wind advisory in effect. Sussex, Kent counties, that goes into effect tonight at 7 and runs through 7 a.m. on Thursday for the threat of winds as high as 50 miles an hour. You see not a whole lot going on. Moisture well to the north, but the cold front's going to be pushing through later on tonight, and that is going to create those high winds that we're expecting. The front's not going to bring any rain, and in fact, Thursday we're going to be about 10 degrees cooler with temperatures in the upper 50s, but we're going to stay on the breezy side. Highs around the upper 60s this afternoon under mostly sunny skies. We'll talk more about the rest of the week ahead as well as the weekend coming up in that full 7-day forecast.
Thank you, Chris. And our top story at this half hour, a proposed subdivision called Tepache Farms aims to bring 21 single-family homes to the Milton area, and it's raising some concerns from neighbors.
Yeah, we've heard this story before, and this is where we have our Elisa Weber in the Milton area, and today that project goes back in front of the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. Right now we are on Burton Road, which is the location for the proposed Tepache Farm subdivision. And according to plans, the subdivision would split almost 25 acres into 21 single-family homes. And now these plans are going back in front of the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission today after a vote was deferred at the October 15th meeting. And we spoke with neighbors and farmers in the area who say that the project threatens groundwater, farmland, road safety, and a family name. People who live near the site say they were caught off guard by the proposal and question the suitability of the land, which they describe as low-lying, saturated in the winter season, and is closely connected to groundwater-fed ecosystems. Concerns were also raised over the increased traffic and infrastructure strain the development could bring to Burton Road.
The farmer that owned this land previously would have never have thought that you could build homes onto this property, knowing that this land is low-lying, wet, and it also drains into a local clear water stream.
There was a website created in opposition to this subdivision, and that Sussex County Planning and Zoning Committee meeting will take place this afternoon at 3 o'clock. Back to you.
There's Elisa Weber in Milton. New overnight, unofficial results are in for Virginia's general election, and here on the Eastern Shore, according to the state's Board of Elections, incumbent Republican Robert Bloxham Jr. will keep his seat. This is in the race for the House of Delegates District 100 in Accomack County, and the unofficial results show that Bloxham defeated Democrat Liz Richardson.
In the race for governor, Democrat Abigail Spanberger has been declared the winner of Virginia's gubernatorial race. According to unofficial results, this makes Spanberger Virginia's first female governor. She defeats the incumbent Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears. Spanberger, a former congresswoman and CIA officer, focused her campaign on economic issues and abortion rights, and she will succeed outgoing Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin.
NBC News now projecting that Democratic Congresswoman Mickey Sherrill will be the next governor of New Jersey. Sherrill defeated Republican Jack Ciattarelli, endorsed by President Trump. The competitive race decided who would succeed term-limited Democratic Governor Phil Murphy. At her election night headquarters in East Brunswick, Sherrill accepted her victory to a jubilant crowd of supporters.
I fought for you. I've spoken with thousands of you over this last year. I know your struggles. I know your hopes. I know your dreams. So serving you is worth any tough fight I have to take on, and I am incredibly honored to be your next governor.
Republican candidate for New Jersey Governor Jack Ciattarelli delivered his concession speech to a room full of supporters in Bridgewater, New Jersey.
On Tuesday, Maryland Governor Wes Moore announced a state commission to look into congressional redistricting. The governor has appointed 5 people to this commission. It appears none of those 5 are Republicans, and the group will provide feedback and report back to the Governor and General Assembly. Eastern Shore Congressman Andy Harris says this is an attempt to eliminate the only Republican seat in Maryland's congressional delegation. State Senate President Bill Ferguson previously has said redrawing lines would be too risky and too rushed. Midterm elections are now less than a year away.
This just in, officials say at least 7 people are dead after a plane crash in Louisville, Kentucky. That was on Tuesday, and it's unclear why the UPS cargo plane went down.
Amy Kiley shows us how the National Transportation Safety Board is working to figure that out. We do want to warn viewers that video in this story shows the plane crash itself, and it could be disturbing.
We said, what's all that smoke? You know, and we noticed the smoke coming in the sky.
We could see it through our windows of the plane.
Officials report multiple casualties after a cargo plane crashed near Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport yesterday evening. They say it went down shortly after takeoff, leaving a fiery trail of destruction through businesses and roads. Officials say 3 crew members were on board and at least 4 others died on the ground.
This is an incredibly difficult day for so many people, for our entire city. And once again, we'll be praying and doing everything we can to support the families, the friends, everyone who has been impacted this.
Officials say the aircraft is an MD-11 freight plane owned by UPS.
UPS asked me to convey the same message this evening. They are going to be doing everything they can to support those that have been impacted by this horrible tragedy.
The fire department chief says hundreds of firefighters worked to contain the blaze, which had spread over a large area. The mayor says the airport is expected to reopen today.
In this tragedy, Louisville will come together. Louisville will show up and be there to support our fellow residents who are struggling at this time.
I'm Mimi Kiley reporting.
We have new information about a fire that erupted Tuesday at a tire shop in Dagsboro. Our copter was over the scene at B&E Tire and Auto. That's on Quarter Mile Road, and the call came in around 2:40 p.m. The crew's there working to put out the last of the flames. Delaware State Fire Marshal's office says there were no injuries and the fire was accidental. Fire officials say gasoline vapors lit up during a vehicle repair, and the damage is estimated at $800,000.
We have an update to a story that we've been covering. Police say the man who was killed in an officer-involved shooting in Salisbury has now been identified. According to Salisbury Police, 40-year-old David Evans was killed in a confrontation with officers on Jefferson Street on Sunday. Investigators say this is after Evans had first been involved in a shooting that happened on Northwestover Drive, during which one woman was killed and a man was hurt.
Got a lot more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, street safety suggestions. We'll tell you all about possible changes being considered in Dover.
Also, Sussex Academy awaits why they had an eye on this last night's DIAA first round soccer match.
And seeing the next supermoon, we'll tell you when the next celestial event will be visible on Delmarva. Stay with us on CoastTV News today.
We salute the Rehoboth Beach Police Department for their unwavering commitment to safety, service, and community pride. From full-time officers to dedicated summer cadets, this outstanding team consistently goes above and beyond to ensure peace and order in every situation. Their professionalism, compassion, and calm leadership set a shining example for all who visit or call Rehoboth Beach home. We thank you for your steadfast service and for keeping our community safe every day.
Spicer Brothers and CoastTV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a CoastTV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Yeah, the sun is rising on a beautiful Wednesday on Delmarva. It's a cold start, though, as we take a live look into Laurel. Temperatures right now 38 degrees, so some patchy frost out there. Temperatures will be rising to 59 by around 10 this morning. We're at 36 Long Neck, 33 Harrington, 34 Delmar. Winds are calm for now, but they're going to be picking up late this morning through the afternoon as we approach a cold front. Cold front's going to be approaching the area later on tonight, and those winds are going to be picking up pretty high through the overnight hours. Rain chances ramp up Friday night and then Sunday. But overall, we stay nice and sunny and dry, but windy through the afternoon with highs in the upper 60s. We'll talk more about the wind ahead and that 7-day forecast here in a bit. Now,
Hey Chris, the full moon is as close as it can be to Earth this week. It marks the closest supermoon of 2025. Supermoons hang low and appear big and bright on the horizon, especially just after sunset. Last night's was spectacular if you missed that one. If you missed this supermoon, the next one arrives in a month. That's on December 4th.
Rehoboth Beach looking for people from the new Boardwalk Historic Designation Task Force. They say the purpose is to acquire historic designations for the boardwalk, and members should be people who live in Rehoboth Beach, that's property owners or business owners, but it also may include people with related experience who could live outside of the city, and meetings will be held in person at City Hall. For more information on that task force, how to join or how to take part, we have a whole article right up on coasttv.com.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
In Kent County last night, Lake Forest High School hosted postseason soccer. The Spartans boys squad faced Newark Charter for the first round, an unfamiliar foe who, like Lake, finished the regular season with 9 wins. Who would get to number 10 last night? Well, we'll start in the 10th minute. A score for Lake's Braden Starkey puts the Spartans in front in this magical season, keeps rolling with the 1-0 lead. But in the second half, we're changing things up. A goal off a corner for the Pats in Newark's Dennis Patrick knots us up at 1. And quickly, the Patriots have a chance to take the lead off a penalty. But they miss wide into the right. We stay tied at 1. And the goalie, well, Bryce Perna, he'd actually have to face some shots on target. Heavy pressure from Charter. There's one save. Here's another. Perna with some great work in the second half, forcing overtime. We're in the second frame of OT. Joshua Frelich, a laser from outside the box. Perna with another save as he scoops it in his chest, but he's going to be thrust back into action. Victor Carrion racing down the right flank, and he goes to the far pipe, and he wins the game as Charter moves on to play Sussex Academy in the next round of the Delaware State playoffs.
And coming up tonight on DSN at 7, we have high school football with Y-High and Kent Island, and then you can catch the final score at 10:30.
If you're having a rough week, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and so much more. You can sign up now for free at coasttv.com/sign up to get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday. And here's what you can look forward to this afternoon on Coast Life at 4 p.m.
When it comes to protecting and keeping local marine life happy and healthy, well, the Mare Institute is a big part of that. And coming up this weekend is a very big fundraiser. We've got your details on that. Also, it's never too soon to get a jump start on that holiday shopping. And we've got a great market to introduce you to as well. And it's the beginning of a new month, which means the first Friday at the Art League in Ocean City will be in full swing this week. So we've got all the details on that and so much more happening today at 4 on Coast Life. We'll see you then.
Well, temperatures are in the 30s now, but it's going to be a beautiful, windy afternoon as we get up to near 70 degrees, upper 60s to lower 70s under mostly sunny skies. But we're talking wind into the overnight. I'll break down my latest forecast right after the break.
The time is now 6:48 as we are taking a live look into Lewis. Oh, that's a beautiful view. The sun is coming up. It's gorgeous. And Chris, you're saying it's shaping up to be a windy but beautiful day on the coast.
Yes, we're going to see plenty of sunshine and milder temperatures. We're going to be pushing it near 70, especially across western portions of the peninsula. Right now, though, we're at 37 Milton, 33 Harrington, 37 in Seaford, 34 Gumboro. So it's a cold start. We've seen clear skies overnight and calm winds allows for that radiational cooling to take place. But we do have a wind advisory for all of Delaware. This kicks in 7 o'clock tonight and runs through 7 a.m. Thursday for the threat of up to 40 to 50 mile-an-hour winds. You can see high wind watches across the Jersey coast for the threat of 60 mile-an-hour winds there. And we also have gale warnings up from the Chesapeake Bay through the Atlantic Ocean side for the threat of up to 40 to 45 mile-an-hour knots across those waters. Well, we're clear and dry for most of the area. We're tracking a cold front back off to the west. That system is going to be lifting to the northeast, and with high pressure building in, we're going to see that tight pressure gradient creating those strong winds. We're at 37 right now in Laurel, 59 by around 10 o'clock with wall-to-wall sunshine. Highs this afternoon, 68 Milford. We'll see temperatures right around 70 Easton, 68 in Cambridge, 66 Pocomoke City. So there's those winds out of the southwest, gusting upwards of 30 to near 40 miles an hour. So it's going to be a windy afternoon and a windy night. Those winds are going to shift out of the northwest as that cold front pushes through, and those could gust as high as 40 to 50 miles an hour and will stay breezy into our Thursday with cooler temperatures. There's those highs today, upper 60s to 70. The front pushes through, just a few clouds, no precipitation expected with this front, but we'll see temperatures fall back into the upper 50s for highs Thursday with sunny skies. So it's a brisk day, and then by Friday morning, I think we see potential for some more widespread frost with temperatures dipping into the lower to mid 30s. Seesaw or roller coaster ride as far as temperatures are concerned here over the next 5 days. 70 by Saturday after a few morning showers. We'll see a stronger front push through Sunday, bringing another round of rain. Doesn't appear to be all that heavy as far as the rain is concerned. The bigger story is going to be the drop in temperature behind that system. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook well below average as we get a little taste of winter here on the second week of November. 70 on Saturday. We're up to 69 Sunday with a chance of showers, and then we drop it down to 48 for a high Monday. Overnight lows dipping into the upper 20s to around freezing into a Tuesday morning, but we stay sunny and dry, but cold into early next week. Grace.
Thank you, Chris. Taking a look across Delmarva, Dover weighing 2 ordinances. The first would strictly enforce residential speed limits. The second would prohibit people from standing on medians or approaching moving cars. That's except when legally crossing. According to city leaders, the possible changes seek to increase safety.
Salisbury is getting into the holiday spirit later this month. The city's holiday-themed Third Friday event's taking place November 21st from 5 to 8 p.m. Organizers say there will be live music, pictures with Santa and vendors. The main event, the biggie here, is that tree lighting ceremony at 6:30. According to the city, to make that happen, several road closures will be in place.
Rehoboth Beach annual tree lighting celebration returns on Friday, November 28th. The city says festivities begin at 6 p.m. when people can shop and listen to holiday music, and at 6:30, performers from Clear Space Theater Company will lead a community sing-along at the bandstand. Then at 7 p.m., the tree will officially light up, marking the start of the holiday season in Rehoboth Beach. Time is now 6:52 a.m. and it's time to check in with our Coastal Pet of the Day.
Love this guy here. Today's Coastal Pet of the Day has brought a lot of happiness to his family. On your screen, that's Muttley. You can see this smiling pup loves his family, and that his family loves him. And Muttley was submitted to us by Jerry and Laurel.
Matt, it almost looks like he's standing on his two
does.
back legs. We want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. You can send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. If you take a look at your screen now.
Yeah, scan that QR code there to get your friends to Coast TV News. Then watch weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
It is 6:55 a.m. and it's time for the things that you need to know before you go. In the race for governor, Democrat Abigail Spanberger has been declared the winner of Virginia's gubernatorial race. According to unofficial results, this makes Spanberger Virginia's first female governor. She defeats the incumbent Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears. Spanberger, a former congresswoman and CIA officer, focused her campaign on economic issues and abortion rights. She will be succeeding outgoing Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin.
Got some information about that fire that erupted at a tire shop in Dagsboro. You can see our Coast Copter was at the scene of B&E Tire and Auto on Quarter Mile Road. Crews were working to put out the last of the flames there. Delaware State Fire Marshal's office says there were no injuries. The fire was accidental. Here's what they say may have caused it. Vapors lighting up during a vehicle repair. The damage is estimated at $800,000.
Well, we're starting our day in the 30s, on our way to highs in the upper 60s under sunny skies, but those winds will be the story through the afternoon and evening, gusting out of the southwest as high as 40 to 50 miles an hour. Those winds will shift out of the northwest in advancement of a cold front that will bring some pretty strong winds this evening into the overnight. Will drop to 58 Thursday under sunny skies, and we stay dry into Friday, 64. Overnight showers Friday into Saturday. Mild weekend, though, 70 on Saturday, with a chance of showers Sunday, then that big cool down into early next week with a little taste of winter.
I am liking that 70-degree mark on Saturday. Good day for watching college football.
I will
And you will be, Matt?
I will be watching college football. Hopefully it'll be happy college football, right, Chris?
Yes.
At least you're giving me a good forecast for that one.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here on Coast TV News today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
And then we'll be back with more Coast TV News midday at 11 a.m.
And for even more news and coverage, you can count on, download our Coast TV News and weather apps. Have a great Wednesday morning, everybody.